Imagine a dark, desolate train station. The kind of place where the silence is almost deafening and the shadows seem to move on their own. The platform is empty. The lights flicker intermittently, casting eerie shapes on the wet ground. The air is thick with the smell of rain and fear. Each raindrop that hits the ground echoes through the empty station, creating a symphony of dread. The fog rolls in, making it hard to see more than a few feet ahead. This is where Teke Teke roams. She is a ghostly figure, often seen in the distance, her presence sending chills down the spine of anyone who dares to be near. She is a vengeful spirit, a terrifying ghost. Her face is twisted in a haunting expression, her eyes filled with a sorrow that has turned into rage. Dressed in white, she appears almost ethereal, yet her aura is anything but comforting. Teke Teke is a woman cut in half. Her lower body is missing, a gruesome reminder of the tragic accident that led to her death. She is forever trapped in this form, her spirit unable to find peace. She drags her upper body with her elbows. Each movement is slow and deliberate, her hands clawing at the ground as she pulls herself forward. The sound of her dragging body is enough to make anyone's blood run cold. Her scraping claws make a tek-tek sound. This eerie noise is what gave her the name Teke Teke. It's a sound that once heard is never forgotten. This sound is how she got her name. The rhythmic scraping is a constant reminder of her presence, a warning to those who might cross her path. Some say she carries a scythe or a hook. These weapons are an extension of her rage, tools she uses to exact her revenge on the living. She uses these weapons to attack her victims. Her attacks are swift and merciless, leaving her victims with no chance to escape. Teke Teke is a horrifying sight. Her appearance alone is enough to instill fear, but it's her relentless pursuit that makes her truly terrifying. She is a reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the shadows. Her story serves as a chilling reminder that not all spirits find peace, and some return with a vengeance. This is just a glimpse into the legend of Teke Teke. Her story is one of many in the rich tapestry of Japanese folklore, each tale more haunting than the last. She is a prominent figure in Japanese folklore. Her tale has been passed down through generations, a story told to warn and to frighten. Her story is a cautionary tale. It serves as a warning of the dangers that can arise from anger and vengeance. It warns of the dangers of anger and the importance of showing compassion. In a world where spirits like Teke Teke exist, it's a reminder that kindness and understanding can be the key to preventing such tragic fates. Teke Teke was once an ordinary woman. She lived in Japan, but her life took a dark turn. Some say she was the victim of a cruel prank. School children pushed her onto the train tracks. Others believe she jumped in front of a train. Her reasons remain a mystery. Regardless of the circumstances, the result was horrific. The train sliced her in half. This gruesome death filled Teke Teke with rage. She came back as a vengeful spirit. Now she seeks revenge on the living. She haunts train stations and urban areas. Her anger and pain echo in her chilling Teke Teke sound. One of the most famous Teke Teke encounters involves a young man. This story has been passed down through generations, each retelling more chilling than the last. He was walking home alone one night, the streets eerily quiet, the only sound being his footsteps echoing in the stillness. The air was thick with an unsettling silence. Suddenly he heard a noise coming from behind him. It was faint at first, almost imperceptible, but it sent a shiver down his spine. It was a faint Teke Teke sound, like the tapping of something hard against the pavement. He tried to ignore it, thinking it was just his imagination. But as he continued walking, the sound grew louder and more distinct. His heart began to race, and he could feel the hairs on the back of his neck standing up. He felt a chill run down his spine. He turned around again, hoping to see nothing but the empty street. But this time he wasn't alone. This time he saw her. A shadowy figure, barely visible in the dim light, but unmistakably there. Her presence was both terrifying and mesmerizing. Teke Teke was racing towards him, her movements unnaturally fast and jerky. The sound of her approach was now deafening, echoing in his ears. Her eyes were filled with rage, burning with an intensity that seemed to pierce through the darkness. He could feel her anger, her pain. Her scythe was raised above her head, glinting menacingly in the faint light. It was a weapon of vengeance, a symbol of her tragic fate. The man was paralyzed with fear. He couldn't move, couldn't scream. He was trapped in a nightmare, unable to wake up. Teke Teke was upon him in a flash, her scythe slicing through the air with deadly precision. He felt a searing pain as she struck. The legend says she sliced him in half, just like her. His body lay in a pool of blood, a gruesome reminder of the vengeful spirit that haunts the night. This story is just one of many. It is a tale that has been whispered through generations, a chilling reminder of the unknown lurking in the shadows. Teke Teke sightings persist in modern times. Despite the advancements in technology and the rational explanations of the modern world, her presence is still felt. Some say she only targets men. They believe her vengeance is directed towards those who embody the cruelty she once faced. Others believe she will harm anyone who crosses her path. Her wrath is indiscriminate, fueled by an unending rage that knows no bounds. The details of her story may vary. Some accounts describe her as a beautiful woman, while others depict her as a grotesque figure, half of her body missing. But the core message remains the same. Teke Teke is a symbol of the consequences of human cruelty and the supernatural retribution that follows. Teke Teke is a powerful and terrifying entity. Her presence is enough to send shivers down the spine of anyone who hears her story. Her story is a warning against bullying and cruelty. It serves as a grim reminder that our actions have consequences, sometimes beyond the grave. It also highlights the dangers of the spirit world. The boundary between the living and the dead is thin, and crossing it can have dire repercussions. Teke Teke is a reminder that not all spirits are friendly. Some are tormented souls, seeking vengeance for the wrongs they suffered in life. Some are driven by pain and vengeance. Their anger is a force that transcends death, manifesting in terrifying ways. Her legend continues to frighten and fascinate. It is a story that captures the imagination, blending fear with a sense of wonder about the unknown. She is a testament to the power of Japanese folklore and its ability to tap into our deepest fears. Her story is a part of a rich tapestry of tales that explore the darker aspects of human nature and the supernatural.